Let's talk about all of Viz Media's new exciting announcements. Alright, so this is not my typical setup, it's not my typical camera and mic either, so if the quality is poor, please forgive me about that. But I'm on vacation, my trip got delayed coming back home, but I really wanted to make a video talking about all these new exciting announcements because there's a lot of really awesome stuff coming from Viz that they just announced during the New York Comic Con. So anyway, let's get right into it and talk about each of these. I'm just going to go through it in the order that they announced them in. So the first thing that they announced was a new Junji Ito book. Now, I'm reading this straight off my phone, what they said. 3-time Eisner Award winner Junji Ito presents brand new nightmares. A Weeping Woman, A Forest of Death, and more in 4 new stories in the Liminal Zone, releases summer 2022. So they say 4 new stories. I don't know if that means new to us or new in general, but regardless, we are getting a new Junji Ito book with 4 new short stories. Again, it is titled The Liminal Zone, and that cover art is pretty nice looking. I like the kind of two-faced woman up there. Now, the next one we got is called Crazy Food Truck. 0 customers, a naked lady, and an armed militia. It's just another post-apocalyptic day for this food truck owner. Crazy Food Truck releases summer 2022. It looks like the creator's name is Rokuro Ogaki. It's hard to read from the image itself. I've never heard of that creator or seen anything that they've done before, but I've always tend to enjoy food-related manga, so I'm definitely going to be trying this one out. I'm really excited to see how it goes. Also, the cover art looks pretty nice. This next one is one that I'm super excited for because this is one of my favorite of the newer titles in the Shonen Jump magazine. I think the last video I did, I ranked it as number 4, and that is The Elusive Samurai. We are finally getting a physical English release for The Elusive Samurai. In war-torn medieval Japan, a young samurai lord struggles to retake his throne, but not by fighting. Hojo Tokiyuki will reclaim his birthright by running away. The Elusive Samurai releases summer 2022. So this is from the same creator of Assassination Classroom. So if you enjoyed that series, definitely check this one out. I think the artwork in this series, though, is leagues above what he did in Assassination Classroom. That's just my opinion. And if you're a fan of series like Rurouni Kenshin, this takes place around the same time period, and it is based on real historical characters. So that's pretty interesting as well. I've been really enjoying this one. Awesome artwork. I highly recommend checking it out. Next up, we have, this one didn't surprise me at all, physical release for Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. A social butterfly makes friends with a wallflower, whether he's ready or not, releases summer 2022. This one was not a surprise to me because they did all of a sudden randomly start dropping new chapters of this series on the Viz and Shonen Jump apps. Dropping like chapters, in the 80s or something, and then they're trying to backfill the rest of it right now. So it did not surprise me that we were going to see a physical release of Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. I've never read any of this series, but I've heard that it's very cute, it's very good, so I am definitely going to check this one out as well. Next up, this is a series for me. Rooster Fighter. Giant demonic monsters wreak havoc and level Japanese cities. While the citizens flee in terror, it's up to one brave rooster to stand his ground. Releasing also summer 2022. I'm a huge kaiju fan. I've mentioned that on my channel several times in several different videos. So this, a rooster fighting kaiju and yokai and stuff, just sounds amazing. I've seen some of the interior artwork for this series. I'd heard about it before, but I never read any of it. The artwork looked great, by Ziu Sakuratani. So I don't think that they've done anything else as far as manga projects go, but this one looks awesome. This is a day one pickup for me for sure. After this, we get the announcement of physical releases for Ghost Girl. Ghost Girl is from the same creator as Rosario Vampire, so if you're a fan of that series, you'll definitely want to check this one out. Chloe's trading her dreams of taking over the acting world to taking down evil spirits. Beware, Ghost Reaper Girl releases 2022, summer. So this one, again, if you were a fan of the series creator's previous series, Rosario Vampire, you'll probably be a fan of this one. Basically, it has beautiful artwork like that one does. We see the main character kind of uses the abilities of different types of monsters and stuff like that, and she gets different looks, different outfits to fight against monsters and enemies and stuff, evil spirits, as it says, when she takes on those different abilities. Next up, we've got an art book for Posca Demizu. This is the creator, the artist of The Promised Neverland. So if you're a fan of The Promised Neverland and the artist Posca Demizu from that series, you'll definitely want to pick up this one. Featuring Posca Demizu's incredible artwork, as well as creator commentary and interviews, The Promised Neverland art book world is a beautiful and haunting gaze into one of today's most popular Shonen Jump series. This one's also coming out summer 2022. Next up, this one is a nice little surprise for me, especially as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. From Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, Spider-Man and Iron Man travel to Japan to battle an evil gaming magnate and his deadly new technology in Secret Reverse. A new addition to the Marvel Universe from Yu-Gi-Oh creator Kazuki Takahashi releases summer 2022. So I'm a big comic fan, big Marvel fan, love Spider-Man, love Iron Man, love Yu-Gi-Oh! I've never read any of this series before, but I'm very excited to see how it turns out because I've been needing something new from Takahashi for a while now, and this is definitely gonna scratch that itch. Next we have, in a moving collection of 6 short stories, To Strip the Flesh finds Chiaki setting out to remake himself in his own image and discovers more than just personal freedom with his transition. He finds understanding from the people who matter most. Summer 2022 again, and this one is from Tora Oto, which I've heard is one of Tatsuki Fujimoto of Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch fame. That's one of his former assistants, I believe, from Fire Punch. So there's been a really great pedigree of assistants coming off of Fujimoto and doing new things like Dandadan and Hell's Paradise and stuff. So I have no question about it that this is also going to be worthwhile to pick up. Next, another one that I'm super excited about. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about with this one. We're getting the Death Note short stories collection, getting a physical English release. I was hoping that this was going to happen, but the description here, Kira's story is over, but the Death Notes is not. The imaginative, complete collection of short stories by the series creators explores the impact and influence of the legendary Death Note, and this also is set for summer 2022. Now, this has 6 different short stories collected within it. First off, it collects the See Kira story, which was collected in the all-in-one edition, and then the A Kira story, which was released, I believe, last year in 2020, and has not had a physical release in English. Those both follow after the events of the original series. Then we've got some 4-coma stuff, 4-panel scribbles on Death Note, L One Day and L The Whammy's House. Both of those were released in conjunction with one of the L related novels, but I don't think that they've ever been released in English before. And then the Taro Kagami story, which is the pilot chapter that the duo did for Death Note before the series initially started. That chapter was actually included within the How to Read Volume 13 supplement book. So if you have that one, you've already read that last story. But this is great. All I'm wondering now is this going to be released as a standard sized book matching the original 12 volumes, or is this going to be released as an oversized book matching the 2-in-1 volumes and the size of the How to Read Volume 13? Moving forward, in addition to the Death Note, we're getting 3 new light novel for Naruto. I'm not a big light novel person, but it says a new series of Naruto novels in which Naruto's allies and enemies take center stage in fast-paced adventures begins releasing summer 2022 with Naruto Kakashi's story, The Sixth Hokage and the Failed Prince. So the image shows 3 different novels, and I'm not sure if that's all that's going to be part of this series or if there's more or what, but for Naruto fans, I am a Naruto fan, but for Naruto light novel fans, this is going to be one that you want to pick up. Next up, for the Inuyasha fans, we are getting the manga adaptation of the Yashahime series, releasing summer 2022. The hit anime series returns in manga form. The daughters of Inuyasha and Sesshomaru set out on a journey transcending time in Yashahime Princess Half-Demon Volume 1. Now we've got a few digital releases. I'm really disappointed in one of these digital releases because generally when something gets a digital release, it's very, very rare. I can't even think of one instance where a series was released as a digital exclusive and then later was released physically. So I'm disappointed because Witch Watch is the first one that they announced. I'm a big fan of Witch Watch. This is from the same creator as Astra Lost in Space. It's been really fun so far. I am a little bit behind on the series, but I've really enjoyed it from what I've been reading so far. Their description: a teen witch wants to get familiar with her familiar. From the mangaka of Astra Lost in Space comes Witch Watch, releasing again in spring 2022. The next two digital exclusive ones I'm not too bothered about. The next one is Our Blood Oath. I was not a fan of that series when it was in the magazine, so that's fine if it's not getting a physical release. The Hazuki brothers may not be connected by blood, but they are bound by something stronger, a vampire oath. Our Blood Oath releases spring 2022. And then finally, another one that I'm not too worried about. High School is Rough, but Imagine Going to School with Your Whole Family. High School Family releases spring 2022. High School Family is a fun comedy series, but it's nothing substantial, so I'm not too bothered if it doesn't get a physical release in English. So that's everything that they announced for the summer 2022 releases. A lot of really cool stuff. I'm very excited about many of those books. I'm picking up most of the ones that they announced, so that's really cool. I'm especially excited for that Death Note short stories collection. If you watched my Takeshi Obata video, I believe even in there I mentioned that I hope that those short stories could get released in English. Super excited about Elusive Samurai. That, like I said, it was like my number 4 of the newer Shonen Jump titles in the last video I did ranking all of those. So it's super exciting to see that join the ranks of all the physical Shonen Jump releases. That will be the next thing, I guess, coming from Shonen Jump after the physical release of Sakamoto Days, which was my number 1. I believe it was my number 1 on the previous video that I did. So let me know in the comments down below what you are most excited about that's releasing in summer of 2022 of these new announcements for Viz Media. Let me know what you're looking forward to, what you're going to be picking up, and what you're not looking forward to. What are you definitely not picking up? I'm just curious about what y'all's thoughts are on this. And again, I apologize for the lesser quality of camera and sound on this one, but hopefully I'll be able to edit in all the images and stuff. I guess we'll see by the time this is uploaded. I've never filmed a video using my computer and then tried to edit it and stuff, so we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for spending the time with me and watching this video. I appreciate it. If you enjoy this content and would like to see more awesome comic and manga related content, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.